What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, unified, light heavyweight, WBC, WBO, IBF, light heavyweight world champion, Russian Canadian superstar boxer Artur Beterbiev defended his titles against light heavyweight British superstar title contender Anthony Yarde. And Artur Beterbiev, he got an 8th round knockout or TKO victory to become 19 wins, no loss, no draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. 38 years of age, 5'11" and a half with a 73-inch arm reach, okay? This was an entertaining fight, to say the very least. Anthony Yarde is now 23 wins, 3 losses, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. 2 times in his career, he's been knocked out. 31 years of age, 6 feet tall, with a 73-inch arm reach. With that said, I had initially picked Anthony Yarde to win this fight by 7th round knockout victory, but I was wrong, and Anthony Yarde lost by 8th round knockout victory to Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev, though this was a hard-fought, tough fight, a very competitive fight, a very entertaining fight from opening round, right? Artur Beterbiev, Anthony Yarde, he got tired from the second, third round. He was fighting with his mouth wide open. He kept dropping his mouthpiece, but he showed tons and tons and tons of heart, okay? He showed nothing but heart in this fight. His fundamentals aren't there. They never were there, right? He fights athletically. He fights off of heart. And he's not very fundamentally sound. And ultimately, I believe that that's what cost him tonight. He was very jittery when the first bell opened. When the first bell rang, he was very jittery. He was very unsettled, using a lot of unnecessary movement. And for his stature and his build, he's very, muscular, right? And I think that plays a part. He has stamina issues in fights. We saw that in the past in the Sergey Kovalev fight. It showed up again. He was extremely tired by the 3rd, 4th round. Extremely tired, fighting and breathing with his mouth wide open, but he showed nothing but heart, right? It's just that he lacks fundamentals. So when he gets fatigued, he looks even more unorthodox, right? And he gets hit a lot. And he makes very, very dangerous and bad decisions when he's fatigued, right? He continued to turn himself into the corner and into the ropes, allowing himself to be on the ropes, allowing himself to be pinned in the corner. And when you're dealing with a puncher like Artur Beterbiev, you cannot put yourself in the corner. You cannot put yourself on the ropes like that. And he continuously put himself in that position, not so much Artur Beterbiev putting him in a position. A lot of times he was turning the wrong way and putting his own self in that position to be in the corner, to be on the ropes, right? And those are grave mistakes that he made. And every time he did it, Artur Beterbiev, he capitalized on it, okay? He had a huge round in the 6th round, big 6th round, and he gave it up, right? Because, again, he allowed himself to be trapped in a corner. He allowed himself to just have a high guard and just shell up. And Artur Beterbiev is very accurate with his punches, very precise with his punches. And we all know that he has nothing but punching power. But again, this was a very, very entertaining fight. It was, it's already on par to be, possibly fight of the year, that type of fight. Now, obviously, the year just begun, so there's plenty of time in the year and plenty of boxing to be had, right? But with that said, this is a very, very it lived up to the billing. We knew that this fight wasn't going to go to, the scorecards. More than likely, it was not. Artur Beterbiev has never been to the 12th round, right? So we knew that this fight was definitely going to, be action packed, and we knew it was more than likely going to end in a knockout. And especially seeing though Anthony Yarde, he has a lot of power and he gets a lot of knockouts, right? But with that said, congratulations, Artur Beterbiev. His jab was technical. His ring IQ, they both got cut. Anthony Yarde, right eye got cut. Artur Beterbiev, left eye got cut. They both landed big punches in this fight. They both wobbled each other, but ultimately, in the 8th round, Anthony Yarde got dropped. And his corner and Tunde, they saw enough and they waved the white flag. Okay. With that said, Artur Beterbiev, after the fight, he stated that he wants to fight with undefeated light heavyweight WBA superstar boxer and Dmitry Bivol, who's a Russian superstar boxer as well, with a record of 21 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 6 feet tall, with a 72-inch arm reach, right? Dmitry Bivol is coming off of two of the biggest wins of his career, right? Two of the absolute biggest wins of his career. He just beat Gilberto Zordo Ramirez in his last fight. And prior to that, he beat Saul Canelo Alvarez. And in doing so, he did so in dominating, impressive fashion, right? Those fights, they weren't that close. The Zordo Ramirez fight, I think he won absolutely every round against Zordo. And against Canelo Alvarez, I think he won all but 2 or 3 rounds. So his last 2 outings was very, very impressive, defending his WBA titles. Now, he didn't get the credit he deserved for beating Canelo Alvarez because everybody said that Canelo Alvarez was just simply too small. He just was daring to be great and bit off more than he could chew. And ultimately, it came back to haunt him, right? And he got a unanimous decision loss. I thought it didn't have nothing to do with Dmitry Bivol's size. I thought it had everything to do with his skill set. And his skill set was top notch, right? His skill set showed up big. His movement, his ring IQ, his jab, his combination punches, I thought it showed up big. And then when he fought Zordo, everybody thought that Zordo was going to be too big for him, right? And he just completely outboxed and dominated and outclassed Zordo Ramirez completely, right? And Artur Beterbiev is 38 years of age. Now, again, Dmitry Bivol's 32, so he's not a spring chicken himself, but he's still in his absolute prime. Artur Beterbiev has the edge in power. But tonight, again, right, as I saw in the Marcus Brown fight with Artur Beterbiev, and, I saw that Marcus Brown had opportunities, right? He just didn't assert himself. He wasn't very assertive in the fight. He was very conservative. He was very timid at times to let his hands go. And the same goes for Anthony Yarde tonight. But again, Anthony Yarde and Marcus Brown, they showed you where you can have tons and tons of success against Artur Beterbiev. They faded. Dmitry Bivol is not going to fade against Artur Beterbiev. I think Dmitry Bivol is going to outbox and outclass Artur Beterbiev en route to another unanimous decision victory and become undisputed. I think that Dmitry Bivol's movement, his length, his durability, his stamina, that's going to play a major part, and that's going to see him victorious. Because again, Artur Beterbiev can be flat-footed. He can be hit. Doesn't have the best defense. He's crafty. He does obviously have tons and tons of power, but he showed that he could be counterpunched. He showed that he could be outboxed. He showed that yes, he does have power. He does have fundamental game. His jab, his counterpunch ability. His power. He's not just a power puncher. He's a boxer puncher. Artur Beterbiev is. But I just think that Dmitry Bivol is just simply a better boxer. And I think that Dmitry Bivol, his skill set is going to show up big. I think he's going to outbox Artur Beterbiev and going to become undisputed at light heavyweight. I think that he's going to become the undisputed light heavyweight champion. Now, we don't know what's next for Artur Beterbiev. He said that he wants to fight with Dmitry Bivol. He don't see a reason to wait. And I don't see a reason for him to wait. I don't think there's a reason to wait for this fight. But Dmitry Bivol also has his sights set on a rematch with Canelo Alvarez, depending upon what Canelo Alvarez does. Canelo Alvarez is going to have a fight May 6th, and it looked like it's going to be John Ryder May 6th. After that, we know he's going to fight in September, Mexican Independence Day weekend. And, that could very well be Dmitry Bivol. Many people speculate that he can choose Dmitry Bivol in September to rematch, against, Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol. But if he don't, and even if he does, I think that, we are in January, we have, the spring. Now, Artur Beterbiev, he suffered a cut, so we don't know how long that's going to prevent him from being in the ring again or even training, because he suffered a bad cut over his left eye. So that's going to have to take time to heal. But I think they should fight in the summertime, right? And if Canelo want to fight Bivol in a rematch, Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev, then they fight in the winter, right? I think that Dimitri Bivol should not wait. He was on record saying he did not want to wait. He stated that he wanted to go ahead and fight for those belts, that he already beat Canelo, but then there's reports that he could possibly go back down to super middleweight. Go down to super middleweight and challenge Canelo Alvarez for his undisputed belts. Well, if Canelo Alvarez keeps his belts and Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev, then we'll have an undisputed champion versus an undisputed champion. That would be huge. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But Artur Beterbiev, congratulations, getting an 8th round stoppage victory over Anthony Yarde. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.